Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Shiggles. I'm that guy Rickster,
Hello guys, Darren here.
and you know the drill. We're gonna ask, how was your week?
It was better. It
Okay,
was better. That's nothing to write home about. But how about you?
so my week was good until this morning. Yeah, so
Oh,
literally,
that.
stopped to get gas this morning, right? And
Mhm.
tried to turn the car on, and it just would not come on. It kept saying, "No key detected, malfunction." It's like the key's right here. What do you mean? There's no key detected. Press the button, the keys turn in the car. It's like closing the doors, opening doors. Like clear the key is not the battery. I was there for a good while. I call roadside assistance. They came. They towed the car to the dealership. It was a horrible. It was horrible. Anyway, long story short, the battery died. Like the actual car battery died. So I had to like pay to replace the battery today. So I had to find like almost like 400 and something dollars to replace the freaking battery in the car. So needless to say, it has been a stressful day. So like yeah, my week ended on a stressful note. Let's put it there.
Sorry to hear that. I'm sure it will be better. But
We will
car,
see.
car,
We
car
will
problems,
see.
car people, car man, and them car problems. But
Anyway, so yeah, that's such about it. But anywho, let's move on. We move because we're still here and it could have been worse. So I guess this is what you would say this is like a follow up to last week's topic where we spoke about going back to your exes. However, this week we're going to talk about those friends who date their friend's ex. Or the question is, should you date your
should
friend's ex
you
then?
or would you have you?
Yeah.
Should you? Would you have you? All of them questions.
Mm-hmm.
So long time ago in a faraway
Oh,
land.
look
All right,
at
I'm just
that.
joking. A long time ago, I have this friend. Well, we're still friends right now, but we're far removed because I live in the U.S. He lives in Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
He dated someone, um, but now looking back at it, like my perception of dating or getting to know someone is kind of different now that I'm older. Because at the time I was a kid. When I say kid, 18, 19.
Yeah.
But he dated someone. It was maybe like a 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks thing, whatever.
But
Um,
but based on what you said last week, that wouldn't be an ex though if it's those only 2 weeks.
yeah, that's the reason why I'm like, but it's
Okay.
just context to the situation. And he was caught in between the two,
Oh.
but he really wanted to be with one person
Oh, okay.
and not that person,
Yeah.
right? Um, so he didn't eventually end up dating that person, the person in question. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the person, right? So of course we're really great friends. So all of this was expressed like in a conversation or some shit like that. And he was like, "Oh no, no problem. Like go ahead, go at it. Like y'all go have fun, do whatever." And like looking back at in hindsight, is like even though it wasn't like an ex per se, but they were
Further on and
involved
stuff.
in yeah whatever. But it came with the blessing of the friend. That
I
friend
was about to
was
say that's what makes it a bit different.
yeah, it came with a blessing of the friend that was different, whatever. It's something that we talked about. Actually, I didn't really want to really like go that deep into it, but that friend was like, "You single, go. You don't know. You don't know." So
Yeah.
I've had a situation like that. How I think
Okay.
about it now, though, I have a lot of things to say about that, though. Let me say these in stages. I don't think you should. I don't really think you should date, but as I said, there's special circumstances. Sometimes things happen you don't know, especially when you're always in proximity of someone else. Um,
True.
how I think right now, though, no, dating your friend's ex like your actual ex, like dated like good months or
Like
were
if
in a
they've been for
relationship
like
or
couple months, a
been
year, or something
whatever.
like that. That
No,
no.
because it can give like the idea that you had eyes on this person all along.
Yes.
Not saying
Yeah.
that feelings might not develop afterwards, but how it looks to people on the outside, the person, your friend, it might look that, it might seem that you had eyes for this person all along. And
Mm-hmm.
that can be a whole situation, especially if you
Or it
do it
could
behind the
also
person's back.
exactly if you do it behind their backs, it could also come off as that that person was probably cheating on the friend as well with you
as well with
behind their
you,
back.
which
Even
also
if
might
that
not be
wasn't
the
going
case.
on, stuff might, but even though like people think things, so even though that might not have been the case, the friend might think, oh, so you're the reason why we broke up then. Stuff like
Hmm.
that. Yeah.
Or in
So
Jamaica, you did always want my man.
yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's just things like that. But also, and this is I don't know. I just can't
What?
imagine like current me, one of my actual friends, laid down with this person. They were digging each other out,
They've seen each other's bedroom face.
and then it's passed on to me like passed around donkey.
It's like it's like their seconds or their leftovers in a way.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this is also another thing. This community is so small sometimes, and then sometimes it seems so huge. But it's like we
Mm-hmm.
all know each other. We all run into each other, right? Da 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 da. And not
Yeah.
all the time people date people, they talk about it with their friends. Because
True.
people be dating in secret and all of that.
No,
Or
but then
right,
that's a
maybe
different situation though. What I was
when
thinking of is along the
right.
lines of we like say me and you are friends and you're dating somebody. You've been together for like 6 months, and then as soon as you break up, I'm going to jump in and start dating that
Oh
person. Then
hell
that's
no.
weird.
You
That's messed up.
trifling.
That's messy. Yes.
You trifling for that.
That's messy. To me, that's messed up. That's it. But the scenario where you, let's say you dated this person 2 3 years ago, we are friends again, you and I are friends, you've never told me, oh, I dated that person, but then I end up meeting the
Yeah,
person one away
and do
and I was like,
things
oh,
and you're like,
hey, this isn't the person I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, we
that's my
dated.
ex.
That's different. That's a different thing.
But question.
Mm-hmm.
Say you dated this person 6 months, a year, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Um, for whatever reason you like this person and you say to your friend is like, no, go ahead.
Well, you asked me if I would.
Mm-hmm.
I don't i don't think so, no. Because to me, it comes with complicated. And even though the friend is saying yes, go ahead. If you guys dated for so long, feelings were there, and it takes a while for you to get over somebody. So for me to just be like, oh hey, I see such and such. Would it be okay if I make a move? It's going to just seem tacky to me.
Also, y'all are still in the same circle.
Yes, so you're going to see the person. So you're
But
going to
you
be bringing that same person around the mess.
but you know what's funny? You and I are saying no, but I've seen situations or cases before where
Oh no, I have as well.
friend groups and people, and like you and I are saying no, but it's like, oh, that was my ex, but they're not with that friend over there, and it's pretty normal to them, and like
Yeah.
there's nothing, it's not like a big deal or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, I don't,
And
I
I've been told by friends, let's say friends, who they're like, their best friend, they're like, oh, I've dated all of his exes. I'm
oh,
like, okay,
it's a family, keep it in the family, like the
that's
royal
weird,
family.
but if that works for you, go ahead. Love
But
that.
you know what's funny in hindsight? And gosh, I hope this person isn't listening to this
Yeah.
because they will automatically know that I'm talking about them. But it's not a big deal for me. So my ex, the last person I was in a relationship. Well, I'm saying this like
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of relationships. Anyways,
You said it last week that you've had two.
two. Yeah. So the
So it's one out
previous,
of
the
two.
most recent one, the most recent one, right? We had mutual friends, not really like a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm still friend with this mutual friend, right? However, I'm aware that when they were in high school, they had a little thingy thing, but it wasn't
Trist.
anything. This was way before I knew any of them, so I don't really matter, right? Even
Mm-hmm.
me coming after and dating this person afterward, it doesn't matter. However, we broke up before I moved here, all of that jazz, whatever. No
Yeah.
contact, all of that. But I was communicating with a friend the other day, and it was just like, oh, the conversation was going on the line of almost like they were thinking about starting to date and or like
Mm-hmm.
exploring the idea, doing whatever they're doing. I don't really get that deep into it because, as I said last week, I really and truly don't care about you like that. We can live our separate lives. There's no hate, there's no bad blood, but
Yeah.
I really just don't care that much. So like he was saying that to me, and like he was going through one ear is coming through the next, but then he was then like having this conversation, like it just clicked that this situation, like that's a friend of mine who
Yeah.
is saying, whatever to
So
go
here's
date
the
my ex, and
question.
I'm like,
How do you
no,
feel
I'm
about
like,
that?
to be honest, I don't care. I realize for me that I don't. You see, and I think my life is like this, and I don't like.
Yeah. No.
I approach situations like this,
Mm-hmm.
and this came up in a topic. I think the body count topic or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever happened before me, I don't care at all. But I also now realize what happens after me. I also do not care because
True.
it's like when they said it to me, I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. Jamaica is small. It's hard to find a little man down there. So if
And you're
if
bound
y'all
to run
two
into each
stones
other.
roll together, and I guess, but it wasn't that much. It wasn't. Let me not say that much. It wasn't a deal to me at all. Like he literally said it, and it didn't even register to me because that's how much like I'm over the situation, over the person. I've moved on from it. Like I've healed and all of that. So it's just like, of course, this person is going to date new people. One of them could very well
Yeah.
be someone that's an acquaintance or a friend, not maybe like a close friend, but you know. So it's just like, okay,
It is what it is.
yeah, sort of thing. But it's trifling in a sense where people do it. Sometimes it's like it was a more close knit relationship, as we said earlier, and then
Yes.
you find out, and you keep on saying yes, like this sound like it's a true story.
No, but no, I because I've heard stories of that happening, and I always find it weird. Like, why would you just jump to your friend's ex as soon as they break up?
Man
Not even like a
shot,
mourning period, not even 3 months. It
man
seems like, as you
shot.
said, yeah, like you did always want the person. It's
Well,
weird.
which goes back to the thing where people be saying that
And the
let me
thing,
see who
oh,
your
continue,
friends
continue.
are first. And this
Mm-hmm.
isn't coming from the friends per se. This is coming from, say, you and I are friends, right? And I find this guy that I like.
Yeah.
No, you and I are good enough. But the guy is like, damn, why Darian? I should have met Rick first. So
Mm-hmm.
it's the outside person having eyes for another friend. Because they say all the time, like, when you meet a group of friends and you realize you didn't choose the hot one. People say that, and I do actually believe that they actually.
Didn't something like that happen to you?
Me? No, we.
Okay, sorry.
I don't.
I thought it was
I
you.
have no idea what you're talking about. People, I don't even know what he's
Okay.
talking about.
All right.
Um, I've shared
You
a lot
plead the
of
fifth.
things and situations. Not even plead the. You and I ain't never have no conversation like that.
Okay.
Not that I can remember. But
All
anyways,
right.
so as I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
then that person start eyeing the actual other friend because that's someone who you're more interested in, and da, 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 da,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. You know, the friend might have found the person attractive, but not really, like to say jump because this person is with my friend. Push come to shove, they break up, and then the person from outside sweeping and be like, you're the one I actually liked, and then here come the trifling friend who should say no, you were with my friend, like this can't work. The trifling friend, because there was some slight hint, but out of respect, and this person came for their friend, just swooping.
Funny enough, something that happened with me. But
You see, no, you wanted to throw me under the bus. That didn't a situation that happened to you?
no, it's
Hell
what you
no.
just mentioned. Like when you just said that, but it wasn't. It honestly, nothing became of it because by this time, when I found out that was their thought process, I had moved here. I had started a
So
life
if you
already.
hadn't moved here,
Okay, so let me put it in perspective. So it's a friend introduced me to their friend, right?
hmm
My friend was trying to get with that guy,
hmm
but that guy at the time was unsure if they were even a part of the LGBTQ. So I wasn't
not
even
really
checking for them that way because, as far as you know, I don't really mess around with straight people. So
allegedly straight.
I don't need, no, I really don't, because I don't need to be helping you to figure out shit.
I can see that.
So by this time now, the friend had stopped talking to me and all these things. And I've told you about the story, the one who just one day just up and just cut off everybody in his life.
hmm
I've told you about the story before. So this was like years after that happened, like a year or so after that happened, or 2 years or something. I don't remember exactly when, but you know, my relationship status and everything
Yeah.
during this period of time. And we were just talking one day, like catching up, and they're like, you remember the nights when we met and blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I remember, blah, blah. It's like when we were sitting on the couch, I actually wanted to be sitting next to you because you're the one. When I met
Whew,
you, I was more interested
dear
in you and blah, blah,
Lord.
blah. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe you should have said something then. And like, yeah, I tried, but then your friend was just so intense and like trying to like be between us and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, well, that's good to know.
So kind of off topic, but not really off topic. And the fact that you mentioned that, right?
Yeah.
So situations like that happen a lot.
Yeah.
No, it's not specifically an X per se, but it's more like an interest, right? And I've
Mm-hmm.
seen this happen before. I take someone around my group of friends or whosoever or whoever, and I have interest in this person. This person
Yeah.
comes around the group of friends and realize that they like someone else from that group of friends. So it's just like in your case. So it's like me and this person haven't dated, right? They're not even an ex,
Yeah.
but it's an interest. Of course, the respect should be there for the friend to still not, whatever. However, life isn't black and white and it doesn't always work like that. No, I've seen cases before where they end up with the other person that they actually were. Life is kind of funny because you walk into a room with random people and the electricity just passed from both of you and you just click. So I've seen it happen before. Then no, the friend like me no gonna be mad as hell that oh you stole my man or something like that.
And that's
Are
it.
your
But you
teeth my
but
man?
you guys
Which
weren't even together.
I get it, but it's also kind of trifling knowing that I brought the person around. You knew I was interested in the person. Say, yeah, of course the person's interested in me, blah blah blah, whatever. But it's still kind of trifling for you, the friend, to be like, okay, well y'all aren't really together, which is true, but the principle of me bringing the
But
person around should hold
I
precedent over anything
think
else.
in that situation, in an ideal world,
In an
let's say that
ideal,
is happening. Yeah, in an ideal world, let's
which
say
is
that
never
happened.
ideal, but yeah.
As a friend, I would say to my friend, hey, so such and such
Mm-hmm.
way just can't come around me. He might put argument to me. Wagwan deso. Like, what is happening?
But you also let the person to say it's not just the person
No,
putting
which is
argument
why
in.
I'm going to go to the friend and be like, hey, such and
Mm-hmm.
such XYZ is happening. What are your thoughts there? Now, if my friend was like, oh, I do like him and blah, 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 then I would kind of like, I would back off. But if nothing is happening between you two and we both have feelings for each other, then let's explore it and see where it goes.
And to be honest, this all comes down to the type of friendship that you have with people. Like I mentioned, like the friend that I had, like, when I was younger, whatever, like to
Mm-hmm.
him it was just like, okay, it's whatever. I'm with someone else either way. Why should I want my friend to be there single, blah blah blah? But not
Yeah.
everyone thinks like that. Some people gonna be like, both of y'all trifling
No,
and both of y'all get the
don't
fuck
do
out.
it.
But
Sluts.
slut is kind of crazy, but you're right. Things aren't always black and white. And say hypothetical. Let me ask you, what if you do actually fall? Because this is what happens sometimes, which is something I'm not very keen on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem knowing my friends, partners, or whatever. It's like that.
Yeah.
No. If it is that we were best of friends before, that's perfectly fine to have a relationship like that. However, if you introduce someone to me as a interest or the person that you're with, I like to be aware who this person is, maybe hang out a few times, but you see how some people integrate themselves so much into the person that you think that you're all friends, and then when shit happen, eventually that person start liking that person or some foolishness like that happen. And then things get complicated, and then you hear it's a thief man and all of them someday start gone.
But was it really though? Was it really? Because no, no, but you really have to look at it. Was it? Is it? Did you really steal the person though? Because if you introduce them as just a friend and in their head, oh yeah, we're just friends. Yes, you might have feelings for them, but did you find out if those feelings were reciprocated before you started thinking, oh, we're going to be together? No, you did not. So if
But
they met your
again, the
friends and
principle,
no, I
both
get
of
that,
y'all
but
both of y'all as
you
friends
can't
just band
control.
together and just run this person out of y'all's life.
No,
I
but
just call it a day. Why complicate the
no,
friendship over this random person?
again, in an ideal world, that would happen. But the heart, what heart wants, what the heart wants.
Which is
I'm not
true.
saying you should,
So if
but
you find out
who?
that
Go
me,
ahead.
me, your friend,
Mm-hmm.
who knew who your husband was, your spouse, whatever, boyfriend, whatever it was, ex, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you found out that, oh, they're dating each other, they're very happy and all of that, and things seem to be going good. What's your reaction like?
Again, it depends on the length of time that we have been broken up. If it's like a week after we break up, me find out say you're there with my ex, then me and you can have so that a problem because clearly they look for they look for the man long time. But if it's like 6 months, a year after we break up, then fuck it, have fun, enjoy each other. Because at the end of the day, why would I want you to be sitting down miserable? If that person is the person going to bring you happiness, then go ahead. But as I said, if it happened a day or a week after we left, me and you have problems as the friend because you a bitch in that situation.
I did well done on traveling long time.
Yes. And a long time I did want the man.
But again, these things happen.
It does.
Friendships get broken up over things like that. I
Yeah.
don't think you should. Again, life isn't black and white, and sometimes I say this a lot with different topics. But being in proximity to people all the time, which is a reason why I said that, integrating and hanging out and doing all these things like I'm best friends with this person is never my vibe. Like, I know and I'm aware who this person is, but I don't need to be best friends
Mm-hmm.
with your boyfriend or your husband or whosoever it is. Being in
Which is
proximity
true.
all the time to people, especially people that are attractive or people that you might be attracted to, it's not right. But sometimes feelings just come out of the woodwork, and then you end up in a batty hole, as people say.
In more ways than one.
in exactly, in more ways than one. So it's just
Yeah.
like, you know, it
But
happens. But
when really going back to like the actual friend and a while.
just say what you gotta say.
Okay, going back to like the actual friend and their ex now. There are situations where the friend might start dating the ex and they end up having very long lasting relationships, very happy. So it could, I'm not saying it can't work. Sometimes it can. It's just you as the friend, you have to decide if that's something you're going to be okay with.
But funny story,
Mm-hmm.
and don't judge me, but I just remembered something as that came up, right? When I was younger, And this is really young, like
Yeah.
16,
Oh
17.
wow. A
A kid.
baby.
So I don't really count a lot of these things because it's just like I had no idea what I was doing. In
Life
a sense,
lessons.
yeah, I wouldn't say listen, kind of trifling, you know. It's kind of trifling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if I should even share this story. But
It's up
anyways,
to
in
you.
in finding myself when I was younger, in high school, and like I was talking to someone, right? But they had introduced me to like a friend of theirs,
Yeah.
but it was just like in passing. One night we're going out somewhere or whatever the case it was. Um, the person I was interested in, I was talking to them like I kind of what's the word? I guess I can say like I wasn't really that interested anymore, and
Mm-hmm.
I was expressing such to such person, but such person kept drilling and drilling and pursuing, and I'm just like I I won out. But anyways, we
God.
had the same we we had the same group of friends at the time, all as
Mm-hmm.
teenagers, whatever. So it's just like I kept seeing them and I kept not wanting to see them, so we stopped hanging out. So that particular friend that they had introduced me to, like, they were talking to me about something, like they were helping with something. We
Yeah.
eventually started talking more and more and more until like I eventually realized that I kind of like this person. So this is a trifling part though, because mind you, not I only got introduced to this person because of the person I was interested in, but that I was no longer interested in them, and it created a whole
Yeah. And I'm assuming it was very messy.
for them as friends,
Oh,
for them,
okay.
because he didn't get me. He was
Okay.
mad as hell at the friend, and this is the reason why I'm saying like it depends on the level of friendship. Because some people are just like, okay, whatever, the person didn't want me, blah blah blah. I don't care.
Yeah.
But because he wanted me so badly and didn't, and then I turned interest
Something.
into it was,
Yeah. Just explosive. Like the area.
oh my god, I was just so young and
Uh,
immature and naive.
Speaking of young and
Cause to me it
immature,
was funny. I was to me it was funny, but now looking back at
yeah,
it, I'm like, it's kind of
you were
trifling
the
still. Cause
bitch.
you should not the bitch. you, you know, current me wouldn't do something like that. But
Yeah,
as a kid, figuring things out. Cause I was a kid, I
things
was
will
a teenager.
happen.
Things
Yeah,
happen. So that's
I.
like a situation like of
All right.
it
Tell me what
being
you think
messy.
about this. This is something that happened to me when I was also young and figuring shit out. So I was dating this person. Again, we're going back to, I want to say, I'm in sixth form at this point. For people who don't know, sixth form is something in Jamaica where you do it after high school for 2 years and then you go to university. But anywho, sixth form. And I'm dating this person. Now, they had introduced me to two of their friends, who those two friends say they are best friends,
Whew.
right? So to keep track of this, let's say I'm dating B. B introduced me to EF, right? EF are best friends. While me and B are dating, we started like having friction, right? Then we split. B got with F, I got with E.
What the hell?
Well, they no. Let me figure. Yeah, but I didn't know that this was like it was years afterwards. I found out there was like a fucking master plan between E and F to break us up so they can get each of us because they were interested in us, and we didn't know that was going on. It was years after we found out.
So they were like, no, 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 y'all two ain't work together. I want one, you want one. Let's just.
Yes.
That is
And we fell
crazy.
for it. So they were the ones like bringing stuff to. to be
So
who is
y'all could
my
break up.
person,
What the
and they were
hell?
getting paranoid and like starting like having problems with me, and then we broke up, and then oh, they swooped in like, oh, let's console, you'll be okay, you'll find someone else, and then eventually we started like something going
That
on.
someone else was right there, but we move.
It was so messy.
So
And
trifling.
now that when you just said I was young
Trite.
and dumb, I'm like, I just remembered it. Like that's a shit that happened to me.
But bringing up that situation, I've also realized that you have friends.
Oh, but
Not
you never answered
me.
the question. What would you do in that situation?
What can I do?
Right.
We already fell for it. So like, what else can I do?
Right.
But
Exactly.
what I'm about to say, since you brought it up, I
Yeah.
also remember that friends sometimes treat, and this happens with guys too,
Mm-hmm.
straight guys too, whatever. They're very. You have some friends who are competitive for people, the same person. They
Yes, I've
know,
met them.
so it's like saying you and I are friends, and like you are with the person first, and not just sexually, but like dating, da 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 da, and like it's like, oh yeah, but me, the friend, gotta conquer that person too. So I don't really
And
care if it's your ex or whosoever it is, but I want a piece of the pie,
I
and
know
it
people
happens
like
a
that.
lot. And I know a lot of friends like that, and I'm like, y'all just be treating each other like cards. It's just like pass on donkey. Like you just be
Like
moving each
Pokemon
other.
cards, gotta
It's
catch them
like
all.
you just be switching each other, and it's perfectly normal for them. It's perfectly
And
normal
it's
for them
so
to date each
weird.
other's exes, be in each other's faces with each other's exes, and I'm like, absolutely not.
It's like that meme that I was going. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it was like I want to say like maybe 6 or 7 guys in a kitchen around the counter, and
With a
then you see
bottle of
like
water
arrows.
passing around.
You see like
Yes,
arrows going like, oh, this is that person's
this
ex.
is
This
that
one is married
person.
to this
Yeah.
one. This has, and I'm like, oh my
Hmm.
god, this is like, and all they're all friends still. Like that is just that to me that's messy
It's messy.
because all of you, everybody in that room has seen the other person's
Or
bedroom
slept with
face,
each other.
so it's weird to me, but some
You
people
knocked
like
that
that, I
mic just
guess.
now, and I heard my entire eardrum just went boom.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys, if that went off. My hand accidentally hit the mic. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, back to the question. No, you shouldn't. However, let me not be judgmental,
We
because
finally got back to the question.
life is funny. Again, that proximity thing and all of that thing. But if you do it, I'm still gonna call you trifling though. But
Bitch.
you and this damn bitch thing.
Because it fits.
Anyways, no, you should not be dating your friend's ex under no circumstances.
And I stick by what I say. And this is the last thing I want to say on this before we end the episode or call it a day. I stick to what I said earlier. It depends on how long the relationship ended. If was a month or 2 months afterwards, fine. And it also depends on how you, the person who broke up with the ex, feels about the ex. If it was horrible and tumultuous, you wouldn't want to have that same person coming around you, because if we're friends, they're going to keep coming around me. I don't need that.
Hmm.
But if it was like 6 months, a year, and we no longer care, then fine, go ahead, have fun. You two might have a very long lasting, happy life. But if it is a week afterwards, then fuck you and that person. Don't come around me. Yeah,
Your tone sound very pointed right now,
as it should be,
like you
because
aiming this at
that's
someone.
messy. Oh no, I'm not. Absolutely not.
Mm, for the
This is
first
just
time.
us having a conversation. If anybody was to think I'm talking about them, if they should listen to this, it is not about you. Please
If
don't
the
think it's
shoe fit,
about you.
lace that bitch up and wear it. That's what they usually say as to what you just said. Though.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this topic. we have we have said a lot. Anything else you want to add?
Absolutely not.
All right, you want to wrap it up here? Or do you have
You
more
have more
to
things to
add?
say,
No, I don't.
but anyways,
And with that said, guys, we have come to the end of another episode of Shiggles. I have been that guy Rickster.
and this was Darian.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to leave reviews, go ahead and do that as well. We really appreciate them. We might add another segment. We'll discuss and see how that goes. But we'll catch you guys in the next one. So have a great week and goodbye.